Hello friends, welcome to BDS Learn New Technologies, video number 41. Today's topic is System for Control of Monitoring and Measuring Devices. Purpose: ensure monitoring and measuring instruments in the organization are properly managed, calibrated and maintained to guarantee accurate and reliable results. First of all, ensure measurement accuracy. Confirm precise and consistent results. Prevent errors that affect product quality or performance. Then maintain calibration control, like we are getting the okay, due or not okay equipments in our organization. So this is to maintain calibration control. Then schedule and track periodic calibration, maintain traceability to standards, identify calibration status. Then compliance with standards, ensure ISO 9001 and QMS compliance. Now we have two things, ISO 9001 and QMS compliance. Provide evidence during audits. This is very important part. Then prevent use of faulty equipment. Identify out of tolerance devices, block expired or damaged instruments. Then maintain proper records. Keep calibration certificates and history records. Track device location, ID and department. Maintain audit trail for accountability. Then we have a risk reduction, means to reduce rejection, rework and complaints. Then minimize downtime from inaccuracies over the measurements. Then continuous improvement. Analyze calibration data and performance, improve measurement reliability. Then make sure all measuring instruments are accurate, controlled, documented and compliant. So product quality and process reliability are never compromised. Scope defines where and how the control of monitoring and measuring devices is applied within the organization. Now we have these 4 points, right? First of all, applicability. This system applies to all monitoring and measuring instruments used for product verification. Remember, product verification. Equipment used in production quality control, maintenance, laboratory and inspection activities. Then second, types of devices covered. The system includes control of mechanical measuring instruments, for example, vernier calipers, micrometers, gauges, electrical and electronic measuring instruments, testing and inspection equipment, reference standards and master instruments. Third, activities covered. The system covers identification and unique numbering of devices, calibration and recalibration, scheduling, verification and intermediate checks, maintenance and handling, storage and preservation. Fourth, compliance requirements. The system ensures compliance with ISO 9001 quality management system requirements, customer specific requirements, then regulatory and statutory requirements if applicable. So in simple words, it defines which devices, departments and activities are controlled under the system to ensure accurate measurements and consistent product quality throughout the organization. And remember, what are the inclusions from this? Like you can check these two references. Like we have this broken scissor and this one knife blade, something like this. So these are the exclusions from this. Then responsibility. Now defines who is responsible for ensuring that monitoring and measuring devices are properly managed and maintained within the organization. Now responsibility is very important. Like major concerned person who is responsible for this is quality manager. Like someone is sitting over here at the center of this location. Now what he is doing? He is doing that quality manager oversee the entire system, then approve calibration procedures. Now he is the concerned person who oversee the entire system and approve calibration procedure. But from which input he can decide these things. Now there are other people who are also working like under this, like we have equipment owners. What are the equipment owners? They care for and properly use equipment. Report if calibration is due or if issues are found. segregate out of service devices. Now equipment owners are the real users and user, like we have the quality inspectors who are using these equipments, right? Now whenever they are getting some problem with the equipment, what they will do, they will tell this quality manager that we are getting this problem. Now there is a calibration technician over there. So who is this calibration technician? Who perform instrument calibration, identify out of tolerance instruments, and maintain calibration records. So this calibration technician also responsible that what are the inputs he is getting from the equipment owners through this quality manager, right? So then we have the calibration coordinator. What does he is doing? He is manage calibration schedules, track equipment status, and maintain documentation and records, right? So we have got four people over here. One is the equipment owner, second is the calibration technician, then quality manager, then calibration coordinator. Then apart from this, we also got the executive management, right? Now what does this executive management do? They set policies and objectives, ensure adequate resources, review system effectiveness, right? So the two major people are executive management and quality manager. And what does this quality manager do? This oversee the entire system, approve calibration procedure, ensure compliance with standards. Apart from this, we are also seeing someone who is auditing us. Like we have the internal and external auditors. Now within the organization we are getting the internal auditors. What does this internal auditor does? Audit measuring and calibration system, report non-compliance or findings, verify corrective actions. So this is how the responsibility matrix is over there. In simple words, it defines who is responsible to make sure all measuring instruments are properly calibrated, maintained, and meet quality standards. Then we have the procedure. Now, purpose. Ensure all monitoring and measuring devices are identified, calibrated, maintained, and controlled to provide accurate and reliable measurement results. Let's discuss the procedure steps one by one. First of all, identification of devices. Prepare master list with unique IDs, details, location, department, range, calibration frequency. Then second, calibration planning. Define calibration frequency, prepare annually or monthly plan. Then third, calibration execution. Calibrate internally or via approved lab. Review certificates for acceptance. Fourth, status identification. Label device with calibration date, due date, status, update calibration register. Fifth, handling out of tolerance equipment. Segregate, assess, correct impacts. Recalibrate or repair before reuse. Then sixth, storage and handling. Store securely in suitable conditions. Protect from damage, dust, or misuse. Then seventh is record maintenance. Retain calibration certificates, log schedules as per policy. Right? Then we can also have the control of software. Validate measurement software. Right? Like we are using the CMM over there. So we have to check whether it is working okay or not as per software. Right? Then we have the references, which there would be many references. Like first of all, we are getting this ISO 9001 clause 7.1.5, and then monitoring and measuring resources, which are basically internal quality manual defined within the organization, right? Then, as discussed, we have one clause which is ISO 9001 clause 7.1.5, which is understanding, monitoring, and measuring devices. Now this is the clause, right, for 9001. What does this say? Ensuring accurate and reliable measurements in a quality management. Now, ISO 9001 clause 7.1.5 is a clause that ensures monitoring and measuring resources are suitable, properly maintained, and capable of providing accurate and reliable results. Right? So, what are the key requirements of clause 7.1.5? These are the key requirements. That first of all, suitability. Ensure measuring equipment is suited to the specific measurements to be made. Calibration must be traceable to national or international standards. Then calibration. Regularly calibrate and or verify measuring devices. Label equipment with status like OK, due date or not OK. Then calibration. Regularly calibrate and or verify measuring devices. Then maintenance. Maintain equipment properly to prevent damage or malfunction. Preserve accuracy through maintenance and storage. Then records. Keep records of calibration and verification results. Maintain traceability, who, what, when results. Then out of tolerance. Identify and address out of tolerance equipment. Assess impacts and take corrective action. Then control and documentation. Document and control measurement process. Document and control measurement process. Record of maintenance, retain calibration certificates, log schedules as per policy. Now, what are the important objectives? Ensure measuring equipment is accurate, calibrated, traceable, and controlled to maintain product quality and meeting ISO 9001 compliance. So, this is basically clause 7.1.5 for ISO 9001. Then we have another ISO IEC 17025 reference, which is for understanding the international standard for testing and calibration laboratories. Now, this is basically like we are getting some equipments calibrated through third party, right? So these are the external agencies. So assures competent and reliable laboratory results. Now, ISO IEC 17025 is an international standard that specifies the general requirements for the competence, impartiality, and consistent operation of laboratories and calibration facilities worldwide, applicable to all organizations who perform testing, calibration, and sampling, right? So, what are the important points over here? First of all, purpose. Ensure laboratory results are accurate, consistent, and recognized internationally. Then second, key requirements, competence, qualified personnel performing test and calibrations, impartiality, ensure unbiased and independent results. Then method validation, using validated methods for accurate, repeatable results. And what are the third benefits? Globally, recognition, accreditation is recognized internationally, right? Then enhanced credibility, shows commitment to quality and competence. So this is recognized globally. You can use this certificate at any place in the world. So why ISO IEC 17025 matters? First of all, assures accuracy of test and calibration results, builds trust and confidence in laboratory services, facilitates worldwide acceptance of laboratory results. Then you can find this format reference for master list of measuring instruments and gauges with calibration status, right? What we are getting over here, serial number, instrument description, application, where used for what purpose, instrument range, make, location, actual resolution, process application requirement, then calibration frequency in months, last calibration done date, actual error in instrument, next calibration due date, calibration agency, last calibration certificate number. So we have to maintain this format so that we can understand if the equipment, our equipment falls under calibration status with no calibration, due calibration, or the equipment is not okay. So we have to maintain this document in our organization, right? So thanks for watching my video. Thank you.